Rocky Lombardi may have one of the best names and hairstyles in this year's NFL draft class, rocking a mullet and mustache for most of last year. The thing is, he has gotten an even crazier story. Rocky was once viewed as a blue-chip recruit who could never get it all together at Michigan State, but revived his career at Northern Illinois. This is the story of Rocky Lombardi, the player fighting for a shot in the NFL. But before we get into this, if you enjoy college football and spring league football content like this, make sure to leave a like and subscribe. Also, let me know who your favorite quarterback is in this year's NFL draft in the comment section below. Michael Rocky Lombardi was born on July 30th, 1998 at the University of Michigan Hospital in Ann Arbor, Michigan. He is named after Rocky Blair, who was a running back for the Pittsburgh Steelers in the 1970s, who also happened to be a war veteran playing his entire NFL career with only part of his right foot. Both his parents are former college athletes, teachers, and coaches. His mom coached volleyball while his dad was a football coach. Rocky's father, Tony, coached at Wisconsin, Mankato State, Eastern Michigan, and for a year, the short-lived XFL's Chicago Enforcers. Rocky is the oldest of 5, meaning he had to learn to be a leader as the older brother and learn how to teach people the right way. From a young age, Rocky wanted to play quarterback, and with his father being a coach, he knew he had to see if his son actually had what it took to be a quarterback, both talent-wise and intangible-wise. Rocky impressed early on, but the craziest moment probably came in 2010 when he was 11 or 12. His father was the coach at Cedar Rapids, Washington, and brought their team to a 7-on-7 high school tournament. Both his sons would tag along for the game. During one of the games, their quarterback would get hurt and they were down 2 scores. Tony was looking around trying to figure out what the right decision was, and saw his son with a helmet in hand ready to go. So he let the 5'8" middle schooler with a baby face and high-pitched voice go onto the field and play with the varsity football team. Rocky erased all doubts by orchestrating a brilliant comeback. He rifled a pass in and around the defense, batting players with pump fakes and poking holes in the zone. Tony stood stunned on the sidelines. The way he remembered it, we went from down 15 to up 20 after Rocky entered the game. The play that impressed all was Rocky was able to get the defense to press and uncorked a 40-yard bomb that resulted in a touchdown. The defense talked trash saying the wide receiver got lucky. The receiver would respond that his quarterback was in 6th grade and there was no luck involved. That was when Tony realized his son could be a special quarterback. Rocky would go on to play at Valley High School in West Des Moines, Iowa, where he would take over the starting quarterback role in his sophomore year. Rocky would lead them to a 10-2 record in the quarterfinals of the Class 4A state playoffs, while he would throw for 2,097 yards, 21 touchdowns and 7 interceptions, while also rushing for 222 yards and 5 touchdowns on the ground. The following year, the Tigers would go 10-3, losing to the eventual state champions Dowling Catholic 24-6 in the semifinals. Rocky finished the year throwing for 2,258 yards, 25 touchdowns and 5 interceptions, while also rushing for 404 yards and 7 touchdowns on the ground. Heading into his senior year, Rocky chased perfection, wanting to be the best quarterback he could be, but knew he would never be perfect. His drive to be great made him one of the greatest Iowa quarterback prospects in the past half-decade at the time. During his senior year, Steve Wiltfong from 24/7 Sports wrote on Rocky saying, "First and foremost, he's a big, strong kid that could do everything you want at quarterback. He's a top multi-sport athlete. We have him as the number 4 player in Iowa in what's a pretty good year in Iowa. He's a guy that, in addition to his physical tools, he's going to bring the right demeanor that you need to play the quarterback position." Rocky never cared about the individual accolades, but wanted to find team success in general. His younger brother, Bo, would tell the Des Moines Register, "I would say he's pretty much a perfectionist. I see it all the time. We play so many different sports, and he's good at all of them. We could try anything new, and he's either going to be good at it, or he'll work to become good at it." Rocky would lead Valley to an undefeated regular season, but they would lose in the quarterfinals 14-10, ending Rocky's pursuit for perfection and a state title. Rocky finished his high school career throwing for 1,463 yards, 20 touchdowns and 5 interceptions, while also rushing for 353 yards and 5 touchdowns on the ground as a senior. He finished his career as a starter going 30-6. Rocky also wrestled, played baseball, and ran track. Wrestling was probably one of his best sports. He usually wrestled at 220, but to win the team's state title, Valley needed Rocky to wrestle at the heavyweight level. Rocky would do so and won 3-2 to help Valley secure a state title. As a senior, Rocky would go 38-2, finishing second in the state at his weight and top 10 in the country. Rocky believes wrestling, which he started to do at 6, taught him how to be physical and mentally tough, as well as build his confidence up. Coming out of high school, according to 24/7 Sports Composite, Rocky Lombardi was a 3-star recruit who was the 12th best dual-threat quarterback and 558th best player in the 2017 recruiting class. He received over 6 different Division I offers from the likes of Iowa, Iowa State, Michigan State, and Virginia. After his junior season, he realized he wanted to play pro football one day, so he scanned NFL rosters to see where a majority of the quarterbacks came from. He came away most impressed with Michigan State and gave his verbal commitment to Coach Mark D'Antoni on April 3rd. Wilt Fong explained, "They play in a pro-style offense, they have a great culture, and they have a great coaches. What they ask their kids to do, it translates really well to the next level, from the offense to the terminology, so things they have to do and know pre-snap. Rocky will have to beat out some good players, but he's plenty capable. We think he's going to be a multi-year starter at Michigan State, and their last 2 multi-year starters were drafted. He fits that program, just a hard-nosed blue-collar type kid that they covet in East Lansing." Rocky Lombardi would redshirt during his freshman year in 2017 and was named the Scout Team Offensive Player of the Week when they ironically took on Iowa. In 2018, he started 3 games and played in 8, with 7 coming at quarterback and 1 coming at punter. He finished the year throwing for 738 yards, 3 touchdowns, and 3 interceptions. During the 2019 season, he would get 51 snaps, throwing for 74 yards and 2 interceptions, but things were not going to go the way he had hoped and dreamed back in high school. Throughout his career, he sat behind Brian Lewerke, who had been Michigan State's starter since 2017. But come 2020, Lewerke was on the Patriots practice squad. Michigan State had a new head coach in Mel Tucker after Mark D'Antoni chose to retire. Rocky was the favorite to win the starting quarterback job after spending the past few seasons as their primary backup. He was confident and comfortable in the system, serving as an upperclassman. He was competing against 2018 recruit Theo Day and freshman Peyton Thorne. Rocky would win the starting quarterback job, though. Rocky would start 6 of Michigan State's 7 games, throwing for 1,090 yards, 8 touchdowns, and 9 interceptions, leading the Spartans to wins over in-state rival and top 25 ranked Michigan, and a top 10 ranked Northwestern, but Thorne would be given the nod in the season finale against Penn State, where he threw for 325 yards, 3 touchdowns, and 1 interception. Rocky had struggled against Iowa, throwing 3 interceptions, and was pulled in the second quarter against Indiana in favor of Thorne. He once again struggled against Ohio State before getting hurt. After the season, Rocky announced he would be entering the transfer portal. He would choose to transfer to Northern Illinois with 2 years of eligibility left. In 2021, Rocky would win the starting quarterback job, leading the Huskies to a 9-5 record in the MAC championship, where they beat Kent State 41-23. Rocky finished the year throwing for 2,597 yards, 15 touchdowns, and 8 interceptions, while also rushing for nearly 500 yards and 9 touchdowns on the ground. In 2022, Lombardi would have his season cut short due to an injury, only getting to play in 4 games and was given a medical redshirt, so he would play in his 7th and final season this past year, rocking a mullet and mustache. Rocky would lead Northern Illinois to a 7-6 record, throwing for 2,274 yards, 11 touchdowns, and 7 interceptions, while also rushing for 7 touchdowns on the ground. Heading into the 2024 NFL Draft, Rocky Lombardi is expected to be a late day 3 pick or priority free agent. He has taken an interesting journey to this year's NFL Draft and will be an interesting player to watch in the future. What do you think? Where and when will Rocky Lombardi be drafted? Let me know in the comment section below. If you enjoyed this video, make sure to check out one of my other videos YouTube thinks you will love right here. Don't forget to leave a like and subscribe. Thank you so much for watching, and as always, remember to embrace the grind.